Hello, everyone. Today we will explain the film The Devil's Advocate by Law, if I may say so. The legal world is built on rules, ethics, and the pursuit of justice. But what happens when ambition and morality collide? The Devil's Advocate, directed by Taylor Hackford and starring Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino, isn't just a supernatural thriller. It's a fascinating exploration of legal ethics, free will, and power. This deep dive will analyze the film's legal accuracy, uncover its ethical dilemmas, and explore the deeper philosophical themes hidden within. From the moment Kevin Lomax, a young, undefeated defense attorney, is recruited by John Milton's prestigious New York law firm, the film presents a battle between morality and success. But how does the legal world in the movie compare to reality? Do high-powered law firms really operate like Milton's? And what does this film tell us about the consequences of unchecked ambition? Let's break it all down. Kevin Lomax is a talented and ruthless young lawyer in Florida with a perfect winning streak, even when defending guilty clients. His ability to manipulate juries and his relentless ambition catch the attention of the powerful New York law firm Milton and Associates, where he is offered an opportunity that seems too good to be true. At first, Kevin is mesmerized by his new life. Luxury, wealth, and power beyond his imagination. But as he takes on high-profile cases defending morally corrupt individuals, his wife, Marianne, begins to deteriorate mentally, haunted by eerie visions and a growing sense of isolation. The deeper Kevin dives into his career, the more he realizes that his mentor, John Milton, is not just a brilliant lawyer, he is the devil himself. Milton's firm isn't just about winning cases, it's about manipulating the legal system to serve the powerful. Kevin is faced with case after case where justice is distorted in favor of the wealthy and immoral. His final test comes when he is asked to defend a billionaire accused of murder, knowing full well that his client is guilty. The climax reveals that Kevin is not only a pawn in Milton's grand scheme, he is actually Milton's son, destined to follow in his father's footsteps. As Kevin realizes the full extent of his entrapment, he is faced with the ultimate choice: embrace his power and rule alongside Milton, or reject the path he has been led down. The final moments of the film leave the audience questioning whether Kevin ever truly had free will or if his fate was sealed from the start. U.S. legal system versus the movie's portrayal. The film presents an exaggerated version of legal practice, but it raises important ethical questions that lawyers deal with in real life. Let's analyze some of the key aspects of the legal system that The Devil's Advocate explores. Jury selection, voir dire. In real trials, attorneys use peremptory challenges and challenges for cause to remove jurors they believe may be biased. The film suggests that Kevin Lomax has near unlimited power in selecting jurors, which is far from reality. Attorney-client privilege and ethical boundaries. Kevin defends guilty clients while knowing the truth. Under the model rules of professional conduct, a lawyer cannot knowingly present false evidence or lie in court. Real lawyers cannot simply turn a blind eye to the guilt of their clients. They must maintain ethical obligations, big law, and conflicts of interest. The film portrays Milton's firm as a lawless empire that defends the rich at all costs. While real big law firms work for powerful clients, they operate under strict regulations. The film highlights how legal professionals can be morally compromised in pursuit of success. International legal perspectives. UK and EU legal ethics. Legal professionals in Europe face stricter consequences for conflicts of interest, and their role as officers of the court is heavily enforced. Russian legal system. In Russia, the adversarial legal system differs from the US, with ethics varying based on business and political influence. Global perspective. Kevin's ethical dilemmas challenge universal legal principles, making this film a powerful critique of how legal power can be abused worldwide. The Devil's Advocate is a modern adaptation of the Faustian legend, where individuals trade their souls for power and success. The film explores how unchecked ambition and the pursuit of success can lead to moral decay and ultimate downfall. Kevin Lomax, a talented young lawyer, is seduced by the promise of an unstoppable career. However, his success becomes his undoing, illustrating the dangers of ambition devoid of ethical boundaries. As he climbs the corporate ladder, he gradually loses his sense of morality, relationships, and ultimately, himself. The film serves as a cautionary tale, warning of the consequences that come with sacrificing one's soul for worldly gains. John Milton as the embodiment of corporate greed. John Milton, the enigmatic and powerful head of the law firm, is not just a literal representation of Satan. He embodies corporate greed, unchecked ambition, and the darker side of legal manipulation. His character is a master of deception, using charm, power, and psychological manipulation to lure Kevin into his web. The name John Milton is a direct reference to the 17th century poet who wrote Paradise Lost, an epic poem that details Lucifer's rebellion against God and his subsequent fall. Just like the Lucifer of Paradise Lost, Milton in The Devil's Advocate is charismatic, persuasive, and presents himself as a liberator rather than a villain. His law firm operates as a metaphor for a modern-day hell, where morality is secondary to power and control. Free will versus predestination. A central theme of the film is the battle between free will and predestination. Kevin believes he is in control of his own destiny, making conscious choices to advance his career. However, as the story unfolds, it becomes apparent that his path has been carefully orchestrated by Milton, who is later revealed to be his father. This revelation raises an existential question. Is Kevin truly free, or was he always fated to follow in his father's footsteps? The film challenges the notion of autonomy, suggesting that external forces, whether supernatural or societal, can heavily influence our decisions. While Kevin ultimately attempts to break free from Milton's grasp, the cyclical nature of temptation implies that true freedom may be elusive. In the end, The Devil's Advocate masterfully weaves together themes of ambition, morality, and fate, offering a thought-provoking reflection on the cost of success and the power of choice. If you were in Kevin Lomax's shoes, would you take the job? Let's be honest. Most ambitious young lawyers would at least consider it. A prestigious firm in New York, an unlimited budget, high-profile cases. It's the dream. But here's the catch. Who are the clients? If a firm consistently defends the worst of the worst and always wins, you should ask why. Who's running the show? Milton Al Pacino exudes charm, but power like his comes at a price. What's the culture? The moment you see people prioritizing winning over justice, ethics are already compromised. So, if I were Kevin and I actually did my due diligence, I'd probably hesitate. But if ambition blinded me, I'd be walking right into Milton's trap. Ask yourself questions and answer whether there are notes of despotism in you. If you were in Kevin Lomax's shoes, would you take the job? How do real lawyers handle moral dilemmas in high stakes cases? Can high powered law firms function ethically, or is corruption inevitable? How does the devil's advocate reflect real world power struggles in the legal field? Comment below. Would you have taken Milton's offer? Subscribe for more legal deep dives into movies and real world cases. Thank you for watching and see ya